My name is James Jones. I'm the owner and the facilitator of BeFit Be Able. One of the things that happened to me years ago, 13 years ago in fact, was that I started out, I had a headache, and a massive headache, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I went to the doctor and he told me that he thought I had a brain aneurysm. Well, come to find out I did have a brain aneurysm. I went to the hospital and they told me they were going to have surgery, and they told me that the surgery would be 4.5 hours and it'd be fine. Well, the surgery ended up being 11.5 hours because I had a stroke. And I had a stroke, and it was horrible, and I stayed in the hospital for 225 days. But at the same time, I didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, or when I was going to do it, but I just knew that something had to happen. So if you can imagine, I was in a wheelchair. I was told by the doctors I would never walk again, never talk again, never do a ton of things again. And so I just said, I have to do something about that. And so I did. And so I said, I'm going to start exercising. Of all the things that I would say exercise. So I started exercising, and it took me a year before I was able to come out of my wheelchair. Another 6 months before I was able to come out of my walker. Another 5 months before I was able to come out of my knee brace. And I was like, wow, if exercise has done this for me, not anybody else. So what I mean by that is that when I started working out, I was down and out. Didn't feel really good about going to a gym. Didn't feel good about all the people looking at me and talking about me. So I thought. But one thing that I realized they were talking about, they were saying, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's a great thing. But when I was working out, I would have to go, remember, if you can think about it, I had a stroke. So I had one arm and one leg. And I was working out with one arm and one leg always, always, always. And there's the other thing about it is that I told all of my friends, don't talk to me when I'm working out because I won't talk to you. Because I had to focus and concentrate on everything that I was doing, and that's what I did. BeFit Be Able came about when I was had began working out, and after I finished working out, I saw so many great things that exercise had done for me. Things like I was able to move my arms and legs. I was able to get out of a wheelchair. I was able to do a ton of things. It didn't take away my disability, but it gave me motivation. It kept motivating me to do more and do more. And the more I did, the more I was able to see myself being able to do more and more and more. And it was just amazing. And so after that, I said, well, how could I help other people that have had things that have happened to them that they can't afford? And so I said, well, I can become a coach. Now, believe me, when I was about 20 years old and I played college football, I hated exercising. So I did hate exercise, but after I got out of the surgery, had my surgery, got out of the hospital, I said I was going to start working out, and I did. And here's what it did for me. And so after I did that, I said, well, I'm going to become a coach. And I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I did. And this is how I did it.